Okay, we're going to put windows into our house now. So we're going to look at our cheat sheet and see what it says. It tells us that all windows have to be double hung windows. The other page that we have, and this is page 27 in our packet for the affordable house, tells us that we have to have windows in all habitable rooms. That is, every room pretty much except for the utility room and the kitchen and the bathroom. So the Uniform Building Code, UBC, requires that windows be 10% of the floor area in each room. The minimal opening width of a window is going to be 20 inches. And windows are not required in baths and laundries, by the way. But if no window is provided, you have to put in an exhaust fan. And if you want to avoid the exhaust fan requirement, the window in the kitchen or bath, the bath and laundry has to be 5% of the floor area of those two rooms. So let's go back to Revit here. And in order to put in windows, you go to the Architecture tab and you select Window. Had to take a second. When I clicked on Window, it wasn't coming up with Load Family. So I go to Window in the Architecture tab, and then I hit Load Family. And I can scroll down here and go to the word Window. And I can double click on it, or I can click on it and say Open. And I've got all kinds of windows here. I want to scroll down until I find Window Double Hung. And click on that, and that's what a double hung window looks like. There's one with an arch, one with a double. So I'm just going to use this one right now, and I'll say open. And remember, our minimum width of a window will be 20 inches. So the width right here is 20 inches. That's our minimal window by 36 inches tall. Let's just choose that right now. Actually, let's do a little bit of math. We want to know how many square feet this window is. So I'm going to bring up my calculator, and I'm going to take 20 inches times 36 inches, and that's going to equal 720. Now this is cubic inches, and to convert from inches to cubic feet, I then have to divide by 144. And that's going to give me 5 cubic feet. So if I choose a 20 by 36 window, it's going to be 5 cubic feet. So let's go back here. I'm just going to say OK to that. And now, zoom in on a window area down here. This is the front of my house, and I want to get some pretty good window coverage in here. So I'm just going to drop with this window, and then I'm going to put in 2 windows in this area. So I'm going to put 2 windows right near each other there. And I'm going to escape out of the window command, and I'll click on that window. And if I put them too close to each other or too far apart, I can use I just highlighted the one window, and what I can do is I can just bounce it to the left and to the right by using the right click on, or not right click, sorry, the arrow keys. And then if I want to move both of them, I'll just highlight them both, and then I can more or less center them up. So let's do this. So I'm going to put a couple dimensions on here. And you'll notice when I put my cursor, when I do the dimension tool, and I put my cursor on the window, I just moved to the middle of it, or where I thought the middle was, and you'll see that little blue line appear. So I just click there. Now I can go to the exterior of my wall and put that dimension in. I'll do the same thing on the opposite side. And put in that dimension. And now if I highlight both of them, I can move them to the left or to the right and change them to the point where both of these things get to be about the same size. So that centers them up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Close enough. So I just put in those two windows. Now, this is the first bedroom. And I know this room is 12 by somewhere around 12, which is 144 square feet. 10% of 144 is 14 square feet. So these two windows are 5 square feet each. So this is 5, 10. I'm going to need another window in here to satisfy the requirement for windows. And I'm going to choose window. And I can come over here to my property selector. And here's my double hung windows right here, and all my choices again. This is the 20 by 36. We already know that that's 5 square feet. I need to get the 14 on this room. That one doesn't look the same size. Well, that's okay for right now. You can do the math a little bit. If I want to change that, I can just highlight it. Go back up here, and then I can choose, let's make it 30 by 36, and that'll make it a little bit bigger. And again, same thing, I'll dimension. To the middle of that window, and then to the middle down there. I'll pull these two dimensions out. You can barely read that. If I want them to be equal, oh, actually that won't work. It's got, oh yeah, it does. If I hit equal, that means that this window is going to be right directly in the middle of this. So I'm going to go and continue putting windows in here for a couple minutes, and I'll come back to you guys when I'm done. So I found a mistake when I was putting in the windows here. Yeah, I'm just going to click off of this. I'm going to now click on that third window that I put in, and I find that tells me here in the Properties Manager that it is a 30 by 46 inch window. When I go down here to these two windows that I put in, I find out that this one is a fixed 36 by 48. In other words, it doesn't open. And you want the bedroom windows to open, of course. So I'm going to click down on the Properties Manager, and this is what I did. I forgot to change this over here. This is, see, it says fixed. So I'm going to pull down again. I'm going to go to double hung 30 by 46 and click on that one. That now changes that window. I'll click on the one to the left, and I'll change it also to my 30 by 46. Now I can, I'm going to zoom in on that, and we're in pretty good shape there, I think, in terms of our window spacing. The math on this one works out to that 30 times 46 equals divided by 144 equals about 9.5 square feet per window. Remember, this room only really needs 15 square feet. So if I wanted, I could delete this window out or just take out one of these. But let's leave lots of light in the front of the bedroom. So I'm going to continue on again, and I'll come back. Here's a quick little tip. I want to put this pair of windows in this wall over here. So I'm going to, I'll zoom in here a little bit. I'm going to highlight both those windows, and then I'm going to use the mirror tool. And the next thing it wants me to do is to pick what's called the axis, and the axis is the middle of a wall. So this, because my house is symmetrical mostly, I'm going to, as I move across, it creates that line, and when I select that, it puts those windows in for me, well, symmetrically. Now, I'm going to use the dimensioning tool. Again, I'm going to go from the outside of this wall to that middle point, and then to the middle point of the next one, and then to the outside of that wall. I'm going to come down, and there's a little thing that says EQ with a slash through it. If I click on that, that makes all those numbers equal. And then one more time with the mirror tool, I'm going to highlight, escape a couple times. I'm going to highlight that window. When I click the mirror tool, again I find that midpoint, and then when I select, it pops it in over there. Wanted to show you something else. Right now I am in the double wall or window, double hung, double windows, so it's going to give me two windows side by side here. And I'm going to choose 48 by 36, and let's say I also want to load in 36 by 36. If I hold the control key down and select that, I can put that in. And then if I want to put in a little bigger one, maybe 52 by 36, I can also hold the control key and select all of these windows. That works with doors too. And then when I go up to my properties manager, I have double hung, double windows. I have a 76 by 62. That's a really big window. That one I put in there earlier. But 48 by 36, that's a pretty common bedroom window. I know I have that window in my my room at my house. So I'm going to put that one in that wall, and I'm going to put a second one up here in the upper wall. And I'm going to go away again and center things up. Okay, I've got my windows in for the most part. I might put some windows in this front entry here where the entry door is, but not right now. I do want to show you something else. I noticed this earlier, and you're going to see this is the front right side where I've got two windows next to each other. And you'll notice that the trim on these is different. The one on the left is the correct way the window should be flipped. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight that window and push the space bar, and now it goes out. If I hit, where is my realistic on here? There we go. Click that. It shows it done correctly. And then I'll go out and I'll go around my view cube here and get to the rest of my windows. Like that one is correct. That one is correct. Keep going around. This one is incorrect. You can see that. So I'll highlight it, push the space bar, flips it around. Back to the front. We're good there. We got these two guys to go. Space bar and space bar. And now, if I hit home, we should be okay. So that's the end of that.